Sorry guys if this last chapter seemed to end abruptly, but damn OBS Studio shut down on me, and it's not the first time either. So, let's pick up where we left off. Alright, so they waited about 10 nanos until they saw only one machine head toward them. Clearly the race was over, and one of the pilots was doing his victory lap. "Just like the good old days," he said as he reminisced how he kept winning in his Grand Prix. He slipped down and landed back on the track. The Smashers gasped. "What are you doing? Get back up! Get back up there! Are you crazy?" "It's all right, Tuck. I'm just waiting for Falcon to show up. Then I'll ask for his help." "Don't get run over!" As the Blue Falcon was slowing down on the finish line, Mario rushed over to it along with the others on his tail. Curious, Falcon looked out from his vehicle and saw the group run toward him. Jumped out and greeted them. "What's up?" "Hey, you Falcon! Listen, we have some urgent news to tell you. We need you to come with us." I'm just about to receive my first place trophy. Receive it later. We need your Blue Falcon and head back to Samus's ship." The F-Zero champion hesitated as he rubbed his chin in thought. "Well, I guess it could be delivered to my hideout in Port Town, so I guess I'll get it later. Who's causing all this trouble, Black Shadow?" "We'll tell you on the way there. The rendezvous point is at Mushroom Kingdom." "Alright, let's go." Falcon jumped in his seat with Mary and the others. In the speed of light, the Blue Falcon took off to their destination. In the mountainous desert of Arcania, which wasn't too far from Hyrule, lived a distinctive young prince named Marth. He was a legendary nobleman who was most famous in combat. His trusty sword, the Falchion, never failed. In fact, when enemies were attacked from the tip, they usually get weakened or deleted quite easily. However, Marth wasn't in the mood for fighting. He was alone looking over the castle's balcony as he sadly watched over his domain. What bothered the young prince was the humiliation and embarrassment he felt after the spar with his rival Link back at the Hyrule Temple. And this describes Zungard, actually. Hero of Time's popularity began to skyrocket as soon as he was chosen for Soul Calibur to get the legendary sword Soul Calibur against the wielder of Soul Edge. Since then, his recognition was astronomical, leaving Marth in the dust. Sure, he was a person of interest in his home world, but unfortunately not as much as his bitter opponent. When will I be as good as him? Then he thought about another swordsman around his age who was also famous for his work, and of course it's Roy. It's the neighboring land of Alib, wields the Sword of Suns. Someday I'll be as famous as like this Link. Someday. Sword of Seals, actually. He was well known near Alib. His name was Roy. He requested to the castle guards he wanted to wave to Marth. Like him, he wanted to see the hero he wanted to meet, but he was not alone. Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi were right behind him. "Marth! Is that you?" Startled to see his prodigy. Yeah! I'll be right down!" Sure enough, he did as he ran down the stone stairs as fast as his feet would carry him. He was as happy as a kid storming down the stairs for Christmas presents. Dashed through the main gates, and after a few moments they hugged each other as if they were two long-lost brothers. "I wish my brother was just as fond with me." "Aw, isn't it sweet?" They parted. The two warriors introduced themselves. Eventually the conversation got a little too long and Luigi was getting impatient. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we've got trouble." "Trouble? What trouble?" There's something scary going on. It could destroy us all." "What are you saying, Luigi?" As a true friend, Roy explained everything. "Well, it's kind of a long story. There's an incoming threat that could manipulate us, including others. The culprit is Daemon, a super virus, they say." "Super virus? Can it make you sick?" "No, Actually, it's what Master Hand and Samus called it. It's a virus that could infect worlds, or systems they call them. It can cause massive destruction, and like the fall of the Lycian army, it could dominate and make civilians do her own bidding. Worse, it could delete or kill anyone who poses a threat. Eventually, she'll invade our world, and Samus wants us to stop her. We paused a few nanoseconds as Marth tried to take everything in. Hey, maybe it could give you the recognition you've been yearning to have for all these years, eh? Yeah, I guess. Come on, guys, let's head back to Rendezvous and stop that virus. Hughes did some punches and kicks as he was ready for battle. All right, but what should we use? You can use his wyvern, sire. One of the guards presented him the dragon. Great! Now I have a flying buddy! He's all yours. Good luck on your journey. Don't worry about him getting lost. He'll always find his way back. Thanks. Like a horse, he used the reins to make it lift off, and with a roar, it flew along with Yoshi, who still had his Pegasus wings. On the northern part of the Smash system was a 25,000-foot mountain. It was known as the treacherous Icicle Mountain, and it was the common place where two children compete. Obviously, it's the ice climbers, Nana and Popo. And, they say that they're husband and wife, or best friends, brother and sister. But to me, I have them as best friends. I sometimes wish they would have like a remake like Kid Icarus. So, those things never discouraged the two travelers, slippery slopes, and all that. Hey, Nana, wanna have a race? A race? Yeah, whoever gets to the highest peak of this mountain wins. What do you think? So, it's a challenge. This should be fun. Hey, don't forget, you're talking to a professional mountain climber here. Then I'm going to be just like the mountain climber, if I win, that is. Or should I say when I win? 1, 2, 3, go! Hopped up the mountain as they tried to conquer the harsh elements. They showed no fear as they never cared how high they were, or when they came face to face with numerous monstrous polar bears or annoying tappies. Also a few obstacles like freezies, knocking through massive ice blocks. They continued on as they went further. As they went further, the gentle snowfall transformed instantly into a blinding blizzard. There was hardly any visibility and the temperature just kept dropping, but the two never gave up. They kept trekking up to the summit. Faster and faster they climbed until Popo accidentally slipped and lost his footing. The small icy platform started to break, but before he plummeted, he was grabbed by his best friend, Nana, who was smiling to see him. Just like in the intro. Bring back. They finally reached the summit and they kept jumping and shouting with excitement as they made their accomplishment. Wow! I can't believe we did it, Nana! You said it, Popo! Snow was blown away as an R-Wing was landing next to them. Hey! Hurry up and get in! It's freezing out here! Looked at each other and nodded as they quickly boarded the fighter jet. Fox wanted to quickly leave the place before the engines would freeze. It boosted and the trio were off to the rendezvous point. There was one more fighter left to pick up, and that was the biggest one of all, almost equivalent to Bowser. He has been Mario's rival for decades, but he eventually quit the competition as he had his own claim to fame. With a funky rap song that can't be beat, he is the first member of the crew known as the Kongs. He's the great ape wearing touchy red tie. Obviously, it's Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, he wasn't bashing Kremlings or swinging from vine to vine in the dense jungle. Instead, he was inside his treehouse, sleeping like a log and snoring like it was no one's business. Mario and the others knew where to go. Luckily for them, the all-time rival knew where he'd be and knew what he was doing. It was a typical day and he knew it, which is why he complained as he had his hand picked to waken the ape. Oh, why do I have to wake him up? He'll get awfully mad if he notices that he's been woken up from his arch-rival. Yes, and that's why we've chosen you in the first place. No one knows about Donkey Kong more besides you. Besides, we want him as our last recruit to go against Daemon. All right, I'll do it, mumbled as he was jumping up the ledges to the top. The opening was covered by a thick curtain. He tossed it out of the way. Inside there was a lot of junk, plus a banana peel scattered all over the wooden floor. He slipped on one as he snuck towards DK's bed. There was even a portrait that had a female monkey. Obviously, it's Candy Kong. I wish their relationship would be explained more. As he's literally reached the circular bed, which was barely big enough to hold the ape, shook his arm a few times, put his arm aside and mumbled in his sleep, and he continued snoring. Wow, I didn't realize he was such a heavy sleeper. He did his fighting stance. That didn't work. Used a few fireballs from the fire flower, but he just swapped them away like flies. He was about to give up until young Link shouted, "Hey, Mario! Come here! We've got an idea!" Surely he did as he jumped off the treehouse to the ground below where the group was waiting. "My little partner's got a plan. Yes, this is going to take some of our cunning. No, all of our cunning." A few short minutes later, they went straight to work. First, Falcon parked his blue Falcon next to the bottom entrance where stacks and stacks of bananas were resting. Falcon took a bunch, then Mario and the rest of the group grabbed the handfuls. They loaded them inside the machine. "How's this gonna work?" "Well, monkeys, especially apes, are more likely to have a strong sense of smell. Not like a dog's, but more than the average bear. Anyways, we take the bananas away in my machine, right? Now I'm hoping that DK will notice the odor of the bananas. I mean, hell, they're as ripe as any banana I've ever seen. So basically, we're luring DK to us." "What? DK is going to pummel us!" "That's the idea. Besides, he's not as fast as my Falcon Punch." "I guess we could try." "It'll work. Trust me." Everyone followed the plan. From the ventilation, the aroma was like a yellow haze which was rising to the utmost floor of the treehouse. "Ugh, Brinkley, are you making your famous banana custard cake again?" "I miss banana custard." Knocking over the objects in the process, eventually hit a wall and took a deep sniff. That was when the gang's plan really started to work. He immediately opened his huge eyes and snarled as he made an angry face. One thing was for certain. If there was a strong scent like that, it meant the bananas had been stolen. Rushed to the edge looking for tracks, but he found none. All he saw in the distance was a blue F-Zero car race away, with the Aurora in its trail. In his rage, he let out a menacing roar as he pounded his chest, scaring off the birds away, including a few red parrots. Jumped from his perch as fast as a normal ape would go, following the stolen banana scent. "It's him! He's closing on us!" "Our plan's working! Just sit tight!" With a few miles of running and swinging, DK finally caught up. He went ahead as he hopped from the tree to tree, preparing the ambush. He later landed several feet from the runaway machine, and he used his groundquake as he slapped the ground. The car felt it, and it spun out of control as it stopped. DK wanted to wait to see the perpetrators, but he changed his mind. Lifted the machine. Ah! After a few nanoseconds, he slammed the machine to the ground, leaving the occupants disoriented. They came to, but he wound up for a special move, the giant punch. If he gathered enough momentum, he would send anyone or anything flying, regardless how big. They noticed it, and they were scared, but Falcon was still pretty confident. "What do we do? Do something! Some plan, Falcon!" This was a great idea. To quiet the mumbling, he told them, "Shut up! I know what I'm doing." "You stole my bananas! You're going to pay!" Falcon didn't flinch. He stood like a trophy as he stunk closer. The last nanosecond before DK unleashed his fury. "Falcon, punch!" Threw his right fist at DK's chest. He made his move. Surprised, DK was flown across the jungle floor and it hit a tree, which made a beehive land on his head. Arrgh! DK ran with it as he tried to break loose. The beast continued to sting him. finally used all his brutality to toss the hive off his head and throw it aside. He stumped toward the group again, but Mario stopped him. Whoa, Donkey Kong! We weren't trying to actually steal the bananas. Oh yeah! Then what was all this for? We just wanted we just wanted to wake you up so you could join us in our... Wait, I can't say war because that would upset him. We just want you to fight with us in this new tourney. Bah! I can't stand another tourney! What does this all mean? It means saving the world. Besides, you don't want anything to happen to your bananas, would you? No! Not my bananas! Please! I'll do anything to protect my bananas! I'll do anything! Anything! Whoa! Some strong ape you are. What should I do? Follow us. Back at the banana horde, all the yummy fruits were turned and DK got the memo. I see. You were setting me up so I could be recruited by Master Hand and Samus at the Mushroom Kingdom. Ah, it'll be nice to see Akari again. Wonder what she's doing now. Enough talk, let's go. Falcon saluted, except DK climbed inside again. The great ape, however, was riding on the roof right behind the two wings. Hold on tight. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. The car was off to the rendezvous point where all the other Smashers are waiting. Sorry for the incredibly long chapter. There was a lot to do in getting the Smashers ready for the war. Decided to take a break from the main storyline for a while. This is a Smash Bros. Fic after all. Anyway, the next chapter will get back to the reboot story, though at times it'll probably switch in between. Hope you like it so far, especially the hilarious jokes with DK. Until next time, ciao. No OBS is still recording. God damn it. I wish it didn't crash on me like last time. So, stay tuned for the next chapter.